So guys, welcome back. It's Aqua FX here. So guys, let me take you guys on a trade which I dropped today. Today is 19, I think so. Today happens to be, let me see. Okay, today is 19. Yeah, today is 19 August. So let me take you guys on a trade. This trade happens during London section, then it plays out during New York section. So I'm going to drop the trade because I sent this right trade to my free Telegram channel. That's why I said you should join my free Telegram channel. But if you wish to sign up for VIP, which is my signal group, you can as well do that. So today I sacrificed that trade for free Telegram channel, which so I send this straight to my free Telegram channel, which is right here. I already made a video this morning that the market is bearish, which I was telling you guys, taking you guys on a trade I took yesterday. So I made a video concerning this trade, that the market is bearish, that we are going to look for a bear setup today. So I went through other channel, YouTube. I saw people making videos on a buy setup, and that is how they see that market at that moment. That's why I always say that we are different traders entirely. I may be your coach and you choose your bigger time frame to be M5. That means you are a different trader entirely, except you are looking at that market from the angle I'm looking at. My bigger time frame has to be your bigger time frame, then my entry time frames happens to be your entry time frame, and your exit. That's why we are the same trader. But if the time frame you choose to be your bigger time frame that serve as your daily time frame, it may be your M5, it may be your M15, it may be your H1, maybe 30 minutes, could be your H4. It depends on you, could be your weekly. So any time frame you choose to present your daily, that depends on you. So on this trade, this right trade happens to run 1:20, 1:20 something hour. That is if the second entry hits, that is more than 1:20 hour, which is to say my entry, if I'm using 0.03 lots, which is for a small account, very small account like $5, you should be expecting $70 from that very trade. So but if you are using a bigger lot, you see how much you could make from this very trade. So let me take you guys on how I was able to take this trade. This is more than 1:20 hour. So let me take you guys on how go through process on this trade. So let's get to the chart. If you are new to this channel, do not forget to subscribe, turn on post notification bell so that whenever I drop a new video, you will get to you. You can as well share it to your loved ones. That is, if you learn something from this video. So with this very strategy, it's very easy for you to grow that your small account. It can be your $100, it can be any account you can choose to start with, and you grow it to something bigger. You just have to come to the market, do the same thing, rinse and repeat, because every day is not the same. That's why your risk management is very, very important. So let's go to the chart. Let me show you how you can literally do this step by step. So guys, now I'm on my H4. So on my H4, like I said, on my H4, the first thing is for me to look for the trend of this market. Like I said, you can use your H4 and you can use your daily. So let's check out if daily was correspond with the trend of this market. So right here we are on our daily chart. As you can see, our daily chart is not from our daily chart. You can see there was a structure here. There was a structure here that breaks the market to the upside, and there was another one here which this market took out to the downside. So the daily structure here is telling us that the market is bearish. So you can use your daily structure or your H4 structure. It depends on you. So going to your H4, going to H4, going to your H4, you see that this market was already breaking structure to the downside. So this is to say the market is bearish. The only trade you are going to take on this market is a bear trade. Don't counter trade. If you don't see any market, then you shouldn't take any trade. So the market is bear. Now you are to take only a sell trade, but you can't just take a trade in this. You can't just take a trade right here. You can see on this your H4, you have a zone here. You have a zone here. So this was where I marked my TP2. Here is the zone. We have a zone right there, and we have another one right here, because at times this market may not really make it down to this stage. So you mark where you are to exit. Is very, very important. Your exit is very important before any other thing. Your entry and exit is very important. Keep note. So now that I know where I'm going to exit this market, it's like you going to pick what doesn't belong to you. Before you get in there, you have to make sure that the exit is clear for you, so that whenever you comes there, nothing will block you. You can exit without any problem. So this is it. Once the market touch there, you have already taken your TP. So the market is bear. If you go to your 2-hour chart, we go to 2-hour, even your 3-hour. So on your 2-hour chart, we see that this market is still bearish, because we've seen a low, we see a retracement right here, we see another low. So that is to tell you that if this market retraces to the upside, you should be looking for a sell down, because the bigger time frame from the daily 4-hour is bear. Even your 3 hours, you have to make sure that you use all the time frames. It's very, very important for you. Make use of all the time frames to know what you are doing wrong, so that you can take corrections next time. So on my 3-hour chart, you can see that this market is still bearish. There's nothing is hidden here. The market is still bearish. Therefore, this very zone here for you to take your TP is very, very clear for you, and this very zone is still clear to you. So therefore, since the market, everything line up to tell us that this market is bearish, another thing you should do is to go to your smaller time frame. Like me, I may go to 1 hour, but I don't really go to 1 hour. I have to move down to my smaller time frame. Then on this smaller time frame, I'm going to make use of two things. It's either my fib or market structure. It's very, very important. So I'm going to check if the zone I'm looking at on my M15 doesn't have an imbalance. There is another way I can place this trade. If the zone I'm looking at doesn't carry imbalance, there is another way I can place this trade. So what happened right here is that during, and I'm going to, whatever I'm going to be looking at in this market, it has to align with sessions. If it is out of sessions, I wouldn't want to take the trade, because market like gold, it moves with sessions. It moves during sessions. So without sessions, I will not take this trade, because I don't want something that the market will come in and it consolidates all day. When market consolidates, it push into your entry, and it pushes out and give you profit. The way it force if the market is going up and down, if you sit back to watch the chart, your heart, that emotions must be there. No matter how it is, the emotions will be there, except you are risking very small. And no matter how it is, you say, oh, it just few dollars, so it just $1, it just few cents, or it just $2, so you will not really take it uh to your heart. So you just play with it like video game. But if you are risking a reasonable amount of money, this will hurt you going back and forth. You have the thinking like, should I close now that is giving me so dollars, or should I hold it? That emotions will be there, because you are doing this with real money. It's not demo account. So now on your M15, and this has to happen during your London section or New York section. So on your M15, see, on your A15, I like using Lux Argo sessions. In these sessions, indicator helps me a lot. If you want to know how I make use of this, go through my videos. You can know how I really make use of this. Or if you want me to show you how I do this step by step, you can as well reach out to me. Or if you want to join my VIP channel, which is my signal group, it's very small, we don't charge much, you can as well contact me. Like I said, I step out from this market just to make sure that I master this very pair called gold, because this pair gold has been taking money from me. This is because I've been trading other currency pairs like GBP USD, and GBP JPY, and also USD JPY before. So I have to stick to only one pair. Since this pair can move very fast and it can give a lot of money, what will make me to keep running about? At times, before you finish with this one has already given you an entry. Before you calculate your lot size and everything, then you send it to VIP, and then for you to come and take the trade, you know that this market has already left you. So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, because if you want to take a trade daily, most at times the trade will not really give you the time you needed for you to calculate everything. Except you want to swing, then you can take an hours to do everything you wish to do. That is to say, most at times you can choose to take just 2 trades in a month, or you can stay a whole month without seeing a trade to take. But if you stick to one pair and stick to a smaller time frame, I don't mean you sticking to one pair and stick to only 1 minute chart. This will mess you up. But you have to run from bigger time frame to a smaller time frame. This will help you in a long run. So therefore, on my M15, I like to see a very nice break of market structure before I take a trade. So this was a zone I saw this zone. Then I was using a trend line, because this was a trend line. All here now, all this consolidation to the upside happens to be a trend line for me. So but if you check out, if you turn this to a line chart, you see that this market has already breaking structure to the downside, using a zone at this point, a zone right at this point. And another one, if you turn this to a normal candle, you see that there was no valid zone at that point. So this very zone become a sweet zone for you to take a trade. And going back to to a smaller time frame will gives you the bigger RR that you want. So this trade was able to run more than 1:20 based on my entry. So I go to my smaller time frame, I look for my confirmation entry, I took this trade to the downside. So here was the, I think here was my second entry. This point was my second entry. So if I go to my 1 minute chart, you see that this trade was able to give me more than 1:20 RR. But I don't want to go through all that now. Even if I go, okay, this is the screenshot which I send it to my free Telegram channel. You can see. So I was using a trend line to map out all those liquidity, because if you go to 5 minutes chart, the trend line will be very, very obvious for you to understand that this market is building a trend line to the upside, expecting it to explode. That was the trend line there. That was a trend line. You have to draw it in a way it touches only the wicks. So that was the trend line there, going to the upside. So as the market break the structure to the downside, if you were to take a trade using using 5 minutes chart, so this is where you should have placed your entry around the close of this candle, or you wait for a retest of this structure, then you take a trade. So if not, you use this very my entry criteria, and you take your trade to the downside. So if you have watched this market to this point, you should, if you have any questions you ask, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. That is, if you like what I'm doing, so that next time you will not forget the name of the channel. Maybe you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask your questions. Check the link on the description below. You will see a link to my free Telegram channel. In case you want to reach me, you can see where you can reach me directly using the free my private Telegram channel. So I think I should draw a curtain here. I remain Aqua FX. So this was the trade we take today. This was the trade we take today. If you watch my videos which I drop in the morning, you see that I talk about this trade, that we are in a bear trend, which I'm going to look for a setup later in the day. But I wasn't able to do this video before the trade plays out. So this is the video. So I mean Aqua FX. Peace. Thank you for watching.